What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So look, right now, Errol Spence is the top dog in the welterweight division. He is the big fish, aka the shark, in the waters right now. Not because he just manhandled Sean Porter or he dominated Sean Porter. It's because of the simple fact he won the fight. He won the fight. It was close, but he won the fight. He edged him out with the knockdown and the way he dominated the 12th round, in my opinion. Well, in the judge's opinion as well. But look, anyway, he's sitting at the top of the division right now because he got two belts. He just unified. And he has the whole landscape to survey. And what shall be his next move? What is next for Mr. Errol Spence Jr.? I just saw on Instagram yesterday that Errol Spence say, "What's up? We can run it back. Let's run it back." He talking about running it back with Sean Porter in a fight where he was in like they were squabbling. Them boys are stumping. They was stumping like them boys in the hood do. They was getting down. And some people say, you want to go right back into that fire? Right back into that war zone with that young killer, that young lion, Sean Porter? You want to get into another fight like that? And Errol Spence say, hell yeah, why not? And why is that, you might ask? Because I think Errol is a competitor. He got dog in him. And he hearing everybody say, well, you ain't really beat him like that, or it was too close for calling, or some people trying to give Sean Porter the win and say he got robbed, which that's just all due to the result that you really wanted Sean Porter to win the fight in the first place. If you watch the fight several times, I feel like you will come to the conclusion that Errol Spence won the fight, whether you think it was close or not. But I think it was close. But I think Errol won that fight, especially with the knockdown and the way he dominated that 12 round. Other people, they're trying to find out a way to hate Errol. Or they don't really like Errol like that, so they just trying to say, they wanted Sean to win in the first place. And it's easier to root for the underdog. So they like, look, no, Sean really won it. They cheated him. Errol say, okay, look, let's run it back. Let's see who the real dog is in this situation. Let's see how I fare a second time against you. And I'm wondering, will this time Errol will stick to the plan, stay on the outside, jab him to death, and outbox him? We shall see. Either way, Errol Spence want to prove to the world that he is who the world says he is, but also he want to do it again because the fight sold so damn well in pay-per-view. 350,000 pay-per-view buys? For real? Now that's debunking the myth that the only reason the last fight sold was because of Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia was nowhere on this card. He wasn't involved in this main event, and it still got 350,000 pay-per-view buys. You tell me why that is. As much as I love Sean Porter as a fighter, and I really respect Sean a whole lot, he needs all the respect in the world, especially after that last showing that he gave. We know Sean's not the reason why it sold 350,000 pay-per-view buys. It's really because Errol Spence. People are tuning in to see Errol succeed. They want to see if he really is the truth as they say he is, as people say he is. And then you have a select few of people who are watching to see Errol lose. Oh yes, it's a lot of people watching to see Errol lose. At this juncture, Errol Spence is becoming a star in boxing. He's rising and rising. His star is rising with every fight. Now there are people saying he got exposed, and I'm looking like, how? Against one of the top welts. I think Sean about a top 3 welterweight fighter, and nobody has looked great against Sean. I'm really interested to see what Terrence Bud Crawford would look like against Sean, even though I feel like Bud is a more skilled boxer than Errol Spence. But Sean ain't no easy fight for nobody. And Bud ain't fought no real contenders in the welterweight division yet. So we don't know what that fight would look like in the first place. But anyway, it's people that really, as Errol, at this juncture, his star is growing. And when you become a rising star, hate comes with that. Even if you're not an obnoxious guy, even if you're just a confident guy, people will twist your confidence into you being arrogant because you're confident in yourself and you defend yourself. When somebody say they're going to do something to you, you bark back like a fighter should, like a dog should. He don't go out there trying to maul at anybody, but when somebody says something to him, he's snapping right back and telling them, look, I am what they think I am what you know I am. There's nothing wrong with that. But people are trying to find a way to hate Errol Spence, a reason to, he talk a lot of shit and all of this. Listen, man. Outside of Sean Porter, what boxer really don't talk a lot of mess? A lot of the boxers y'all love. Bud talk mess too. A lot of junk. So, what is it? It's just the fact that when you become a bigger star, it's the reason people try to find reasons to hate you, especially when the world thinks that that fighter can beat your favorite fighter. If people think Errol can take out Manny Pacquiao, if they think he can take out Bud Crawford, people are gonna find out, no, hell no. They're gonna say, no. Who is this Errol Spence dude? F him. He ain't nothing. He ain't nothing. They're gonna try to find flaws in everything he does. They're gonna try to talk and critique everything he does. They're gonna try to talk bad on everything he does. So at this moment, Errol's fan base is growing, but his pack of haters is growing as well. And I'm sure he's aware of that. I'm sure he's well aware of that. And I'm seeing it every time he fight. So that lets me know Errol Spence is really becoming a star because he's getting more haters with every fight too. But 350,000 pay-per-view buys, Errol like, look, man, we can capitalize on this. We can bring it back to Dallas for the second fight. This fight can go. This fight can sell much better because the people that didn't buy this fight was slapping themselves in the face afterwards after they watched it on YouTube or wherever they saw it and said, you know what, I'm not gonna let that happen again. I'm gonna get this second fight. And this second fight, I think that we will see a better Errol Spence Jr. Again, as I mentioned, Errol's status is growing. With the growing status becomes more responsibilities. People look for you to be, they look for you to be a certain type of way. They want you to be prepared as best as possible. They want you to be on your Floyd Mayweather stuff. When I say taking care of your body 24/7, always being in shape, and hiring the correct people around you to put you in the best position to win. Errol went on Twitter and said he didn't have no strength. No, he didn't have no strength and conditioning coach. Everybody, look, hold on, use your Blu-ray Fitness. Get back with those individuals to get your strength and conditioning back up to par. Because to me, Errol looked a little smaller than what he usually does. And that's just me. Secondly, his people, because Errol said that, you know what, I got to stop blowing up so big in between fights. Errol finishes a fight and will gain 30 pounds. He like, look, I got to keep my weight in control so that way I don't have to focus my whole training camp on losing weight. I can focus on other nuances of the fight game to give myself the best chance to be as prepared as possible for anything that happens in that ring. So Errol, no, he got to tighten stuff up now. His star's growing. He's becoming bigger and bigger. More is expected of him. That even means fighting other champions. People are going to look for him to fight Manny Pacquiao. They're going to look for him to fight Terrence Crawford very, very soon to unify. Now, in my opinion, I told y'all what's going to happen. Errol is going, like, truthfully, I feel like Errol want to prove to the world he is who he says he is, and I really think Errol is a dog. I really think he got a different type of heart that beat inside of his chest. That's not a heart of a coward in that man's chest. That is a heart of a lion. And I recognize it, even from his demeanor. He's cool, calm, and collected in his approach. But if you try to step on him, so step on his tail, or you try to rub him the wrong way, he gonna bark back, he gonna talk crazy, and it's gonna light a fuse inside of him. And I think this last fight with Sean Porter lit a fuse in him to let people know, look, I gotta tighten stuff up. I gotta tighten my game up. I gotta show people I am who they think I am. So I think he's gonna be more motivated in the second fight. But also, I really think that he want to get this fight with Sean, but if the fight with Manny Pacquiao becomes available, I think he'll do that. I think he is interested in unifying that belt, but more importantly, he wants to beat the legend Manny Pacquiao in the hopes of gaining the fans that Manny Pacquiao has. Because I promise y'all, Manny Pacquiao fan base is incredible. Manny got fans that will come far and wide to watch him fight. The whole Philippines be behind him. Like, he got a country behind him. Got a ton of people in America that love him and support everything he does. Errol looking at it like this. If I go in there and I beat the legend decisively, and I show everybody that, you know what, I can box and I can adapt to any type of style. If I beat Manny, can you imagine the pay-per-view star I'll become? Can you imagine how big my fan, that's what Errol thinking. Can you imagine how big my fan base will be? And I get that belt? Oh my God. At that point, Errol will have, like, his resume will be much better than what it was. Fighting and beating Sean Porter, Manny Pacquiao with Kell Brook. That's nice. That's nice. And then if he beats Bud, oh my God. Like, it'd be crazy. But he looking at that Manny Pacquiao fight, licking his chops because he feel like that is the moment where he can have his Floyd Mayweather Oscar De La Hoya moment. When Floyd overtook Oscar De La Hoya as the cash cow in that 2007 matchup. After Floyd won that match, Floyd became box office megastar after that point because he was talking crazy, talking greasy to Oscar. Everybody like, who is this dude talking so disrespectful? Who is this dude talking to Oscar like he ain't nobody? Who is this dude promising he gonna whoop on Oscar like this? Right now, it wasn't the fight, the best fight in the world, but at the end of the day, Floyd won. He won decisively, in my opinion. And you know what? I guess people were so enthralled, they were so wrapped up in his character, he became a megastar. Now, Errol, I don't think Errol has the obnoxiousness. He doesn't have the, I don't know, like he don't have the, I mean, he can floss, but Floyd was a different type of arrogant. But I believe that Errol's fighting style is more appeasing in certain aspects than Floyd's is, because in certain aspects, like Errol will bang with you, and he will put that on display. And I think it's more digestible for the casual fan at times. Like that fight with him and Sean was more digestible. So I think that even though he's not the most boisterous person with certain things, he will still have his fight game will be enough, and he can still talk a little bit. He can still talk enough to be that star that he's looking to be. But yeah, man, I think he's trying to overtake Manny Pacquiao, take Manny's fans, and then make the matchup with Terrence Bud Crawford. And we'll see how it plays out from that point on. But 350,000 pay-per-view buys? That's impressive, man. That's impressive. And it's showing me that it wasn't just Mikey Garcia. Yeah, Mikey had the most fans in that arena when they fought. But Errol got a lot of fans too. Errol got a lot of fans too and a lot of supporters. I'm one of them. Why? Because I just think that young man is just, it's something about him that makes me gravitate to Errol. And my homeboy said it best. He said me and him have similar personalities. As far as being cool, calm, and collected, not letting much phase us or get to us like that. But if you want to talk crazy, we can talk crazy. If you want to doubt me, I can show you what I can do. I can prove to you that I am who you may think I'm not, or I can do things that you may think I can't do. And when there's a challenge, it's like, okay, cool. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to show you that I can overcome whatever obstacle is in my way. We have that, I recognize that aura coming from him. Because, I don't know, I always felt like that type of guy. I always felt like an Errol Spence type of guy. A guy that has dog beating in me, like dog beating inside of me, but I'm not the type of person to try to go around telling everybody I'm a dog. I'm not the type of person to try to go around, I'm not talking about in fighting, I'm saying a dog in my mentality, my approach to things. That's why I fool with Errol the long way. And I feel like Errol's more of a people person than Bud. I think he's more of the people's champion. And I don't know. I fool with Errol. But Bud is exceptional. Don't get it twisted. The man out of Omaha, Nebraska is an absolute problem. And though I am a big fan of Errol Spence, I'm a big fan of Bud too. But Errol, I gravitate to Errol more. I know and recognize and can admit that Bud is a better boxer than Errol. Oh, this is another fight too that I didn't mention. Danny Garcia gets into the ring at the end of the fight. And me personally, I'm sitting there like, I'm not mad at that fight. I would definitely tune into him and Danny, no doubt about it. But I was like, I wanted to see him fight Sean. I'd rather see him give Sean a rematch or move on to Manny than Danny. But even if Danny is made, that still is a dangerous fight. I think that Errol will beat Danny, but I would say that Danny has more pop. He got better punching power than Sean. Danny got pop for real. Now he may be flat-footed, but he got pop. And I think that will make for another exciting fight where Errol will have to be cautious as well. Don't try to get into too many, like, I don't want, like I said, too many exchanges like that. But I mean, knowing Errol likes to prove people wrong. I think he really likes to show people that he can beat them at their own game, and he can dominate them, or he can still win the fight with no matter what circumstances. I've heard him say things like that before. And I'm not gonna say that's exactly what, but I really do think like he decided that he was gonna bang with Sean. He really wanted to show Sean that he could bang with him and he wanted to brawl with him. And but truthfully, I don't. If he would have fought from the outside, I don't think he would have landed that punch that he landed when he got the knockdown. I don't know. But anyway, I would watch the Danny Garcia fight. I would. It's something that does intrigue me. I'll tune in for, because it's an exciting matchup, man. It is. It really is. Angel Garcia is a character of his own, so I know it's going to be crazy watching it. And, you know, Danny can fight, man. I like Danny. Danny lost to Keith Thurman and he lost to Sean, but Danny's still dangerous because, like I said, Danny got punching power. That's no mistake about it. He punches harder than Sean. So it will make for an interesting matchup. But I'd rather see him either rematch Sean Porter or move on to Manny Pacquiao and then go on to Terrence Bud Crawford. That's my opinion, y'all. What do y'all think is next for Errol Spence Jr.? Do you think he is who people think? Do you think he is who he says, who people say he is? I do. I think he has to work on several things, especially after watching the Sean Porter fight. I think he has to work on being more disciplined as far as his lifestyle and eating habits outside of the ring once he finishes with a match. I don't want to see him blow up so big in between fights. The thing that Tank Davis does, where Tank got to watch out for that too, because as you get older, your metabolism decreases, and it will become harder to do so. So, but man, that fight was just tremendous, y'all. Like, that was a tremendous fight. I'm still feeling the emotions I was feeling from watching that fight. Like, I promise y'all, I was at my uncle's house. I'm sitting on the couch with a bottle of water. I'm sitting there drinking, and I promise you, I almost dropped the water somewhere because I had to just stand up and was watching and eyes glued to the TV at my uncle's spot. And I'm like almost jumping because it's getting so good. The fight was just that good. Well, you like, these boys is really thumping out here and giving it they all. And Sean Porter was giving it his all, and he was trying to hurt Errol. He was trying to knock Errol out because it was personal. Not only was everybody else betting against him and thinking he wasn't good enough to fight with Errol or give Errol a fight, deep down inside, I think he knows his father really respects Errol and really loves Errol a lot. And I don't know if he thought his father was doubting him, but he looking like, I'm going to show Pops too. I'm going to show Pops that I can fight this dude and I can make this a very, very good fight and interesting. And he wanted to say, look, I'm going to show my Pops I'm good enough to win this fight. Man, it was a great fight. Very close for Sean. But it wasn't enough. And Errol Spence Jr. unified the WBC and the IBF Welterweight Championships. So, Errol is surveying the landscape right now. I can tell you one thing. A lot of welterweights are looking at chops because they're looking at that fight and saying, oh no, Errol got flaws in his game. I can expose certain things in Errol's game. Sean turning Errol. I'm like, he getting on the ropes, he turning Errol. I'm like, Errol, come on now. Hold on now. But it's other people that saw that and say, you know what? I think I can beat Errol Spence. Guys that was freezing Errol out at first. Keith Thurman. Danny Garcia is one of those individuals who Errol was calling to fight and Danny wouldn't respond. Now Danny like, look, I ain't got nothing to lose. I got everything to gain. Them 2 belts, I want on. Even Terrence Crawford lay little emojis like Errol was fooled after seeing that matchup. Let's see what shall happen, man. Errol Spence Jr. is my dog, still the truth, and now unified welterweight champion of the world. Machiavelli Mills, peace.